Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with the speculation video. So, I was thinking, we're near the end of 2020 now, and I highly doubt that we're going to get any more packs this year, unless they cram in a stuff pack at the end. They did that once with Vintage Glamour stuff in 2016 after City Living, but that's the only time that's happened, and I highly doubt we're going to get that again. And, well, I hope we don't have that happen again, because the game is so buggy right now, and even though stuff packs aren't really that big, it would still really not help with the stability of the game. But I think we are going to get plenty of packs next year, even though I usually wait until New Year's Eve to say what I want the most next year. I already have a good idea for a pack that I think is the most likely one to come out in 2021. And no, it's not Generations. I really wish I could say it is, but I was hoping we'd get that this year, and that did not happen. I guess it is a little bit more likely for next year just because of the whole process of elimination, now that more ideas have been done this year. But the second most likely idea that I think will happen in 2021 is a bands game pack, because with the update just before Snowy Escape, we did get the ability to make platforms. And to me, that just screams bands, because you can so easily make a stage with the platform tool. Even in that lounge that James Turner built for Mount Komorebi, it has a stage there, and it made me think, well, hopefully in the not too distant future, I can return to that lot and add more musical instruments there, because I think that would be a really great spot to perform. So I think a bands game pack would be a great way to capitalize on this platform's update, since they would just be so prominently used than in really anything with Snowy Escape. And I think it also goes well with the general Sims 4 way of doing things, where instead of trying to cram a whole bunch of ideas into one expansion pack, you divide them out into their own specialized packs, whether it is through an expansion pack or a game pack. One really big question with that, though, would be if we would get singers with those bands, because unfortunately The Sims 3's bands did not have them. Though we did get singers in Showtime, but they were still solo singers. They were not part of the bands feature at all. But would that be the case this time? Because we did get the singing skill in City Living. So I think it actually might be more likely this time because, you know, they love reusing content in The Sims 4. Yeah, just like the rock climbing there, like from fitness stuff. But yeah, I think they could reuse the singing skill from City Living for it, and they could reuse at least most of the songs that they've already put in City Living, but then they could have them as a full band performance. I have been meaning to get around to doing a dedicated wishlist video for a band's game pack, so maybe I'll save the rest of that discussion for a separate thing. The pack I am expecting most next year, though, is a hotel management game pack. But it does not have to be restricted to hotels only. It could also include running bed and breakfast, because one problem I have with trying to fit rental lots into my save for my Let's Plays is that, well, there's not much room in the first place, and I think something that would help so much with that is just not having only the option to make it a rental lot that's completely hands-off, but also have it so that I can turn a residential lot into a bed and breakfast so that I have Sims who live on that lot full-time, but you could also have Sims come and stay over, and not just as a guest while playing as that household, but you could also actually travel there when you're playing as a completely separate household. I think that would be so great. Maybe it could even lead to a free update where you can finally be able to run a business from your rental lot in general. So you could run a vet clinic or a restaurant or a retail store from home, and you could also categorize multiple lots as one type. So you could have a restaurant and a spa and a cafe where they could be on different floors, and they'd all be functional without you having to spend extra simoleons to hire certain staff like a barista or a masseuse or things like that. But making this huge step forward where we are allowed to vacation in any world, I think it makes so much sense as the next step to actually be able to have hotels and bed and breakfast and whatever sorts of hotel-like accommodations in any world as well. Then you could really capitalize on that update and add a feature that a lot of people want back. Another big thing that potentially points at hotels coming back is that they were featured in a survey that I covered on my channel back in January, where one of the ideas says design and run a resort, care for guests, manage employees, and become a 5-star resort. And there's also vacation at a resort, take your Sims on a splendid vacation to a luxury hotel. I also find it interesting that own a second home, buy another lot, and set up your home away from home is on there, but we'll bring that up a little bit later. It is too bad that we did not get hotels in Snowy Escape, but I can't say that's surprising at this point. We did get a whole game pack for restaurants, so I have expected the same of hotels for quite a long time now. Also, with that footage of pools there from The Sims 3 Island Paradise and the resort system, it makes me think this would be a good opportunity to once again expand on the pool system in The Sims 4, because there's still some things that we don't have, like a normal sized diving board, pool slides. The pool bars would be really neat as well. I mean, it would go well with the whole party atmosphere of The Sims 4. Maybe we could even have some new stuff. We did have a volleyball net in The Sims 1, but it was only in that game, and that one was on land. What if we got one that was in the water, so you could place it in a pool, or if you have island living, you could place it in one of those water lots. I think that would be really awesome. And maybe even for the kids, you could have things like flutter boards and swing noodles. I think that would be super adorable. Oh right, and I just remembered in The Sims 2 there was Marco Polo. They could also bring that back as a game that you could play in the water. But basically, besides maybe a hobbies pack, I think this would be their last chance to give us more stuff for pools and just water activities in general. I know I would also like to see more boats at some point, because the two we have are not enough, and they don't support more than one sim riding in it at a time. But yeah, I think the boats would be more likely to come in a hobbies pack, if any, at all. This theoretical pack would also be a good excuse for another free feature, which would be the ability to own multiple properties aside from the retail system, since we can already have one household own a restaurant and a retail store and a vet clinic and multiple of each if you want. But you can't own multiple homes. So I think that would be a good time to implement that into the game. I would hope this pack would come with a new world, even if it ends up being the size of Glimmerbrook. I was really disappointed that Dine Out did not come with one, but even if they could add in a small world to already have some hotels and bed and breakfast set up, then that would be great. And the thing is, hotels and bed and breakfasts are all around the world, not just in the United States, because I'm so tired of getting American-based worlds. So I think this would be another good opportunity to go outside of the United States, though I'm not really sure what sort of world theme would scream hotels. So while this pack would not really expand the core game as much as, say, maybe a Generations pack or a Hobbies pack or even bands, I think there is still some interesting foundational stuff that they could do through a hotel management game pack. It is also my hope that we will go back to getting 2 game packs next year, since we only got one in 2020 and, well, we're not going to talk about that one. It's so bad to me, it's almost like as if we did not get one at all. So I would imagine maybe the first game pack of 2021 would be about hotels sometime in the spring, and then in the fall we could get an occult game pack, since maybe we could get one more before The Sims 4 ends. And I think I would prefer it to be werewolves, since I really want lunar cycles and body hair, and that's the best excuse to bring both of those features back. But that's it for this video, so feel free to let me know in the comments section below what you think the most likely packs are to release next year. And be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest content from The Sims, Paralive, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!